Alright, so I think I have I figured out a good small amount of settings, alright? So if you want to play the game best settings ever, whatever, you know, then kudos on you. You know, you can play the game at freaking extreme for all I care if you want to even try, if your PC can handle it. But from what I've seen is the best freaking built PC can't handle this game on extreme at all. Alright, even in the most smallest areas. So I'm a normal 1080p gamer, just like the majority of gamers. Um, Medium, come on guys, I know sometimes some people, they just can't play games anywhere below high. I'm that kind of person. I can't play games below high. I find it very struggling and humiliating knowing that I have a GTX 1070 and why can't I play, a certain game with the money that I spent? I should be able to play, high demanded games. So this is pretty much, I'm going to review everything that I have adjusted to make this game run as best as I can and look as good as it can. Um, so let me just go over the basics, the video settings. You got your 1080p. I have it on medium. If you can handle more, if you have a GTX 1080 Ti, whatever, put it on high, put it on ultra, whatever. For me, this is gonna probably work the best, and with the tweaks that I have, it's still gonna look beautiful or good. So VSync full, gamma, I just have a little bit either below medium or medium. I turned this off, motion blur, and I'll show you that in a little bit. DirectX 11, so I can use the reshade to make the game look pretty good. Some people say use shadow plays, they're filters, but I've tried using shadow plays filters. Shadow plays filters do not save, so they make presets. Yeah, you have presets, but when you reboot your computer, they will always reset, and who wants to go back and start tweaking them again? I don't. So I'm going to use the reshade. Hair works off, very demanding, and is literally the only thing is if you like hair to look real or moving, there you go. Yeah, I'd rather have a smoother game than worry about hair. Physics is like flames burning, I guess you could say dirt going up in the air, stuff like that. It looks a lot more better. If you haven't seen Borderlands with the physics engine, that's it right there. Tessellation is off. This is also pretty high demanding. Some people would like tessellation on. Again, if you have a better working PC or setup, go ahead, feel free to put it on. Just makes the ambient light in a closed area more better, I think. But for me, I think the reshade takes care of it fine. It may be a little bit different, but it's not worth it in my opinion. Texture filtering, always keep it on 16. 4 is just way too low. You really look like you're playing down on a budget when you go to 4. Shading rate 1. So that's that. And then more settings that I've done. Let's see. I have a little cheater engine right here. I have my 3D settings right here. So I have anti-aliasing off, anti-aliasing mode off, max rendered frames 4. Make sure the OpenGL rendering is on my 1070. The power management mode is high performance. Shader catchy on. Texture filtering on. Everything is pretty much high performance. I want to make sure everything's like that. I pretty much apply, close out. You can also Control Alt Delete, bring up your task manager, details. You can go into Metro Exodus right there and set priority to real time or high, whichever one. Make sure your CPU cores are running it pretty well. Exit. Back into the game. And so in this case, you're going to click Home. And Home, after you install the Reshade, you'll go to www.reshade.me, something like that, and you'll install the Reshade, put it on your game, create your Reshade preset, right here like I did. And these are all the special effects you can add. So the ones that I have added are vibrance, make the coloration a little bit better. Vignette, whatever it is, I don't know how to pronounce that, but you pretty much can see the difference. Makes the corners a little bit darker, so it gives a little classic look or something. Lumen sharpen, this is definitely going to outline. As you can see, the wood in the back, when it changes, it's all mesh and blurred together, but when you put lumen sharpen, it takes those edges and puts a border on them, I guess you could say, so it makes it look like it's a kind of high resolution, but it's not. Less demanding, completely worth it. So that would be lumen sharpen, and then the one that I've been fiddling around with the most would be cinematic depth of field. Curves, this just darkens contrast of everything. See, it's a little bit brighter or grayed out, and then you get your blacks with the curves. Cinematic depth of field, let's see. So let's minimize everything. Alright, so you're going to go to your cinematic, you'll go to your focusing and only use autofocus. After that, set these to how I have them, and then skip everything else. You're going to want to go to blur tweaking. These are my settings for the blur tweaking. And then you want to put it on bloom burn. And after that, let's get rid of cinematic. We'll go lumen sharpen, and if anyone's curious to know my settings on the sharpness, this is what I have. And then vibrance, and last one. So click home, and so this is kind of an idea of what the game looks like on medium. I mean, if you compare it to Ultra without all the reshade or the depth of field, in general it's gonna look better, but with the depth of field, it kind of gives you that excuse to not pay attention to those things because you have that cinematic feel. So in a game like this, it is, very reliant on that story-driven plot. This is pretty worth it. I would say medium settings. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the medium, especially with the depth of field.
Argon, set out for the port once you've rested. I'd really like to talk to that mysterious mechanic.
Yeah, even aiming, like aim right there, everything else in the background gets blurred out. Aim at him. Makes for a really good game. Even at medium settings, nothing can go wrong. So let me take you guys down at the swamp. Show you guys a little bit of what it looks like. It's actually kind of getting dark. Some of the UI elements, I guess you can disable. The subtitles come up blurred because of the way they're present. The hints come up blurred. Maybe the action buttons as well might come up blurred, but it doesn't hinder gameplay as long as you know what you're supposed to be pressing. Other than that, though, I think it makes for a really well game. And the effects, I think, make it even more better. So if you have any questions, if you like this setup or the way the game looks, let me know. If you need any help, I'll try to answer what I can in the comments. If anyone even watches my video, if you do watch my video
So, Artyom,
and
have you been to the port
you
yet?
decide to take,
Get going.
you know,
Yermak is having a hard
this
time
advice or
getting
whatever,
guys along.
then hit the like button, subscribe, whatever. Yeah, so I will catch you guys later.